Hey guys, how are you? It's Scott D. Renwick here from SAS Landscapes. Just wanted to do a quick live stream to talk about 4 things you should consider when investing in your garden. Okay, so what would be the first thing that I would consider if I was investing in my garden? Or what would I advise you to consider? And the first thing is, who are the primary users of the space? You know, is it children? Is it people with mobility issues? Is it like people, like a young couple? Is it a family? Who are the primary users? Because that's going to dictate a lot of your design decisions in terms of developing and investing in your garden space. For instance, when I had a father not so long ago, and when he came down with an illness, you know, he was still one of the primary users of our garden space, and so that meant we had to make a lot of decisions based on him. So we widened, you know, pathways, we took out steps, we made ramps, we changed access points. So he, as the primary user of the garden, could enjoy the space the most, because he was the most in it. The next thing I would consider is, what is your budget? Now, every client I see, I ask them, you know, what's your budget? After we have a brief chat about things, it's always, what is your budget? Now, I don't ask that question because I'm only interested in money. That's not why I ask that question at all. I ask that question because if you tell me what your budget is, that's going to dictate a lot of the decisions I make when implementing a design scheme in your garden. It's going to determine material selection, for instance. It's also going to save a lot of time for all concerned. If I've no idea what your budget is, I could end up designing and planning something for you that is way out of line with what you want and what you can afford. And I can be completely way off the mark. Now, we would have saved all that time if you could tell me, oh, my budget is 5,000, and then I know to make certain decisions. So that just saves everyone a lot of time if you have some idea of what your budget is. Even if it's just a range, it doesn't have to be pinpointed. It can just be like, you know, between 8 and 10 or something like that, or whatever it is. So that's the second thing. If you're going to invest in your garden, ask yourself and be honest, what is your budget? That will speed up the process for you and whoever is designing your garden, hopefully me, SAS Landscapes. The third thing I would ask is, how committed are you to maintenance? Okay, because if you're not that committed to maintenance, well, then you need to be careful with your plant selection, because there's no point in you spending thousands on plants or hundreds or whatever the case may be if you're not really a gardener, or if you don't plan on getting someone to maintain your garden. And on the subject of getting someone to maintain your garden, you should know the difference between a maintenance person and an actual gardener, right? So what's the difference? Well, a maintenance person is somebody who knows how to use power tools and will keep everything short, back and sides, right? But a gardener is somebody who actually understands plants and will know how to nurture them and take care of them. And if you invested in beautiful specimens around your garden, they will know how to keep them beautiful and let them fulfill their full glory. Alright, so that's something else to consider. And finally, my fourth tip for you to consider when investing in your garden is, ask yourself, what are the absolute necessary features that must be included within the design? And this is something you can relate to your garden design professional. If they're doing like a driveway or something, and you'd say, well, you know what, Scott, I really need a solid pathway to be able to wheel out my wheelie bins, or I really need access to the washing line or something like that. Think of functional specifics that are absolutely necessary for you to have an enjoyable, functional and usable space. Okay, so there are the 4 things that I would suggest that you consider before investing in your garden space. So just to recap, ask yourself, who are the primary users? What is your budget? How committed are you to maintenance? And what are the absolute necessary features in your garden? Okay, guys, I hope this video was beneficial to you. If you're looking to invest in your garden, make sure to get in touch with SAS Landscapes and I'll come out to your garden, assess the site and give you a quote. Okay, bye for now.